Erica here, and I'm here today with my TBR for the 24 and 48 hour readathon. I will put the links to the 24 and 48 hour readathon down below, but if you do not know, the readathon is a bit of a laid-back version of the Dewey's 24-hour readathon. During Dewey's, you try to read as much as you possibly can within 24 hours, and for the 24 and 48 readathon, your goal is to read for 24 hours out of a 48-hour period. I have participated in this readathon twice before, and I've never been able to hit the entire 24 hours of reading. But I've always had to work at least one shift during that weekend, so that obviously considerably cuts into my reading time. And this weekend I do not have to work, fingers crossed, so I'm excited to see how I do. So I'm just going to talk about the things I have picked out. I have quite a large stack because during these kind of short and quick readathons, I like to have a stack already pulled out so that I don't waste time sitting in front of my bookshelf for like an hour and a half trying to decide what to read next. First, I have two of my Melville House Art of the Novella books. I have Carmen by Prosper Merimee. I don't know, it's French. I don't know how to, nope, I got nothing. This is the novella that the famous opera is based on. Granted, I know nothing about opera, so it's going to be a complete surprise to me, which is exciting, and I'm looking forward to reading this, and it's a tiny little thing. I also have F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Diamond as Big as the Ritz. I was supposed to read this in December, and then I didn't. And again, this is a very short story by Fitzgerald, and I'm looking forward to this as well. And I also know nothing about what this is about. Sorry. Then I have two collections of short stories I'd like to get into. The first one is A Guide to Being Born by Ramona Ausubel. This is a collection of kind of magical realism-based short stories, and I've heard really great things about it, and I'm totally looking forward to diving into it. There are 11 stories in here, and they don't look to be terribly long, so hopefully I can kind of pick this up and put this down throughout this weekend. And I also have quite a short collection, which is George Saunders' CivilWarLand in Bad Decline. This is one of two books by George Saunders that I have yet to read, and I'm really excited to read this collection. This is stories and a novella. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 short stories and 1 novella in here. And I cannot wait to dive into more of Saunders' work. I also have 2 audiobooks that I might tentatively listen to this weekend. I really like audiobooks for readathons like this that are that take place in a very short period of time, because I can get out and I can exercise and go running and I can cook and clean and kind of not completely neglect my life for 2 days and still be reading. So the first one that I was thinking about is The End of the Affair by Greene. I've never read anything by Greene, and I hear that the audio version of The End of the Affair, which I believe is done by Colin Firth, is really incredible, and it's quite short. It's only about 6 hours worth of listening time, and since I usually speed my audiobooks up, it shouldn't take me too long. The other one I'm thinking about is A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett, which I have also not read, and I have put on so many TBRs. I've been meaning to read it for ages, and I just think that that will be really fun on audiobook, and again, is quite short, and of course it's a children's book, so that could be fun as well. Then I have one collection of poetry. This is Head Off and Split by Nikky Finney. I read Nikky Finney's collection, The World is Round, last year, and I absolutely adored it. So I'm looking forward to this. The only thing that I'm worried about with this is that it's really going to demand my concentration and attention, and that I'm going to want to savor it. And if that's the case, I'm going to put it down. I'm not going to force myself to, you know, kind of squeeze it into a readathon and maybe not get as much out of it as I might otherwise. So we'll see. But for now, I'm thinking that I can kind of pick this up and put this down when I am in the mood. And then, of course, I have 2 graphic novels picked out because, of course, it's a readathon. The first one I have is a new purchase. I haven't actually hauled this yet, and that is Hark, Vagrant by Kate Beaton. This I've been wanting to get my hands on forever because I've heard great things about it, and it's a collection of comic strips, and they are kind of about history, specifically Canadian history, but also classic literature and women's rights issues and things of that nature. So this is going to be awesome to kind of pick up and put down throughout the day, and I'm hoping that I get a good chuckle out of it as well. The last thing I have is Beautiful Darkness. This is a graphic novel by Fabien, Vehlmann, and Kerascoct. I just completely butchered that. But I got this for Christmas, and I'm really looking forward to diving into it. It's a really beautiful book, and I've heard that it's Quite surprising and a bit dark, so I can't wait to read this. That is all I have for this weekend. Please let me know if you're participating in the readathon. I don't know if I mentioned it, but it starts at 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, January 16th in your time zone. And that's about a little less than 5 hours for me as of me filming this. So I have to edit this, get this online, get some snacks ready, and then I'm going to go and try and stay up probably for a couple of hours tonight. I'm not going to stay up super late because I'm not a night owl. I'm a morning person. But I'm very excited, and I will be live tweeting my progress throughout the weekend on Twitter and also taking pictures of some of the things I'm reading and eating on Instagram, so please feel free to follow me there. The links are down below, and I will see you all soon to tell you how it went. Thanks so much. Bye!